Hi, come with us for our Christmas vacation to Nsofu Lodge in Lower Zambezi. So, we started a new tradition of going for Christmas vacation rather than having Christmas at home. And it's been really nice. Most families stay home for Christmas, so the vacation spots are pretty empty. And it's been really nice. So last year we chose to go to Nsofu Lodge in Lower Zambezi. The previous year we had gone to Livingston. So this year we want to try something different. Otherwise, everyone was pretty set with going to Livingston all over again. But we just wanted to see somewhere new. So Nsofu Lodge was good. And I like that it's in Chirundu, which is not too far away. It's about a 2.5 hour drive on the tarmac. You get to Chirundu town, you go on a turn, you go on a gravel road for about, I think, 45 minutes to an hour, depending on your speed, and you get there. So we got there at about noon, which is 12, and we got to see the gardens. We got shown to our rooms. And we were a party of 10, I believe. So we booked, I think, 3 rooms. We booked one self-catering apartment where my parents stayed, and my sister and her husband had a cabin on the banks of the Zambezi, and then myself and my husband and my kids, we had a chalet, a room actually. And the best part I loved about Nsofu Lodge is they're able to tailor your room to your kids. I remember so explicitly saying that my kids, they love to stay in between my house and my parents. So they gave us a room that was right next to my parents' chalet. It was just like a, 30-second walk away. So my kids were able to run across to grandma and grandpa's. Yeah. And my young sister stayed in my parents' chalet because it was a 2-bedroom chalet. So, and in one of the rooms where my young sister was staying, it had 2 beds. So even if my kids wanted to go there and spend the night, they had somewhere to sleep. So we walked around, saw the beautiful baobab trees, and they had some hippo skulls and of course the pool, which my kids loved. On the very day we arrived, as soon as we settled in, the kids were ready to go in for a splash. So like you can see, there's demarcation for the kiddie pool and the adults pool, and it was beautiful. The water was nice and warm. The day was hot and humid. It hadn't yet started raining heavily, so we had lots of warm weather to swim and splash around in. So when I went, I found my kids went in first, and my husband went to watch them. So when I was coming out, I found that they had friends, and I was surprised, but I was also glad that they were other kids their age who they could play with. So it was good for them to have friends that they could play with, because my kids just love playing and splashing, and the pool was the best highlight for their holiday. I think up to now, every time my kids talk about this vacation, the number one thing they talk about was the swimming. Yeah, swimming and me. I used to be pretty good at it, but I think I've gotten carried away with work. I've lost my skill set, and that's okay. So yeah, like I said, the demarcation between the kids' pool and the adults' pool, it gives the illusion that you're swimming together, and I feel like it's safe. The kids' pool is big enough for them to play in, and it's still safe for them to feel like they're swimming right next to you. Yeah. So I think after about an hour, we managed to get them out of the pool and get ready for dinner, which we cooked ourselves. Remember, self-catering. And it was good. The following morning, we went down to the pier, to the place, I think it's better called a dock, but that's where the boats are tied to. I guess that's where they dock. So we took some pictures on the banks of the Zambezi, and it was just nice and fun. We went on Christmas Eve, so the following day was Christmas Day. So I think after we took some pictures, we got changed and we went in for Christmas lunch. The pictures are a bit mixed up, so forgive me. But we stayed Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day, and then we left on the 27th. And yeah, so the Christmas dinner, it was a buffet style. In my opinion, never ever go for the Christmas buffet. I feel like a lot of the food was stale, it was old, it just didn't taste fresh. And honestly, we paid a lot of money for a great tasting buffet meal, but it was just terrible in my opinion. I think a la carte would have been much better. I wish we did. If you ever go there, just order the food a la carte, spread it out on the table, and everyone can have a bit of everything. So after the lunch, the kids, of course, had a lot of energy, while everyone just wanted to rest a little bit and snooze a bit. But the kids had a lot of energy, so I took them to the playground so they could jump around and spend some of that energy. My son had such a great time. He had so much fun. I think this is why they loved Lower Zambezi so much. In comparison to Livingston, they were much younger. So I think even though they could enjoy the activities, this one felt a little bit more tailored towards families with little kids. In the evenings, we would go and sit by the benches that were overlooking the river to watch the sunset, and the other families that were staying would come in the background and they would sit and order food from the restaurant. Some would come in for a dip to swim, and it really just was chance for everyone to just sit with their families, unwind, and sort of have a slow evening. And I think even us in the evenings, we didn't do much of the cooking. We just ate whatever was left over, and yeah, we'd just sit, hang out, and that's it. On the final day when we were leaving, I decided to wake up early and join everyone to watch the sunrise. My sister and her husband had been getting up early from day one to watch the sunrise. So I just really wanted to have that experience to watch the sunrise on the banks of the Zambezi River. So after the sunrise, we packed up our bags, got in our cars, and we headed back home. And that was our Christmas vacation to Nsofu. So if you're looking for a spot to go to this year, number one, book right now, pay your booking fee, and it'll be a great experience, especially if you have little kids. And shout out to Teal, because I think I saw this recommendation from her TikTok. She had visited Lower Zambezi with her family, and she had written that it's such a great place to go if you have little kids. And yeah, it was great for everyone because you are in one place, so you're able to rest and do nothing. And if you're willing to do other activities, there's boating, there's fishing, and there's a safari that you take on a boat. So you get on the boat and it goes up and down the Zambezi River, and you see whatever animals are on the banks. Yeah, but I had little kids, so for me that wasn't top on my list. Yeah, because kids. Yeah, so I highly recommend, and yeah, I hope you have fun when you go. And I'll see you all in the next one. I hope to post soon, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.